Welcome back to Real Estate Leadership. My name is Turner Cavender.
And I'm Travis Hitt.
And we're here for our new episode. What is it, Travis?
The episode is, would you believe me if I told you that buying right now in a higher interest rate market will put you in a better position long term with the future of our real estate?
It's a long
topic.
But it's great information, and we really want to give you some information and really change your thought process on the stigma that people have right now about waiting for the interest rate to drop. So let's go ahead and start off with, because this was another topic that a client gave you, right? Or did you drum this one up yourself?
No, I thought of this one randomly while I was sleeping, probably. if I was sleeping.
All right, so let's go ahead and change your thought process on it, because it's really good education, and we were just talking about this before we pushed the record on the camera. So also, why I said that, if you could please drop a comment or like or share on our YouTube, or if you saw this on social media, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, or iTunes, you know, we can only get better if you let us know, and we want to serve more people like you that are in their journey in real estate and want to help you make the best decision when it comes to that. So let's go ahead and jump right into you love doing that. Yeah. Let's jump into the topic, Travis.
Yeah, so basically what that means is, obviously interest rates are high. There's no getting around it. No. They're high to us currently, but economically, they're really not that high. They're average. But what it means is, people that buy now with a higher interest rate, whether they got it in the 6s or they got it in the low 7s, they're actually setting themselves up to be in a better position because of our future of the real estate market, at least where we live in Texas.
And the first thing everybody's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. It sounds stupid. Yeah. I agree. But it's not. When you think about it, people that bought at 6 or 7%, a couple things. One, they got a discount on their home. Everybody knows that prices dropped and then leveled after the COVID market, after the crazy, insane market. So a lot of people that bought at the 6 and 7%, they have a higher mortgage payment on the price of their home, but they were able to get a discounted price on that home because of the interest rate. So if you think about it like this, the higher the interest rate, the lower the buying power. The buying power is what a buyer can purchase. Lower the interest rate, the more buying power a buyer has. So
to elaborate on that, like, remember back in the COVID time, it was 2020, 2021, right?
Yep.
You saw all these home values just skyrocket, right? That was because the interest rates were in the 2s and 3s, right? So there was a ton of buyers on the market, right? So that drove the prices up, the value of the home. So that's what he's talking about, right? So there was more buyers on the market then. There are less now, correct?
Yeah.
Right? Because I know you did some research before the show.
Yeah.
So elaborate. I'm just trying to keep you guys on track here with you.
Yeah. So the lower the interest rate, the more affordable a home is. You take a $500,000 home at a 2% interest rate, your mortgage is going to be substantially lower than a $500,000 home at a 7% interest rate.
Yeah.
Your monthly payment is going to be substantially higher at the 7%. So the higher the interest rate, the lower the buying power. Lower the interest rate, the higher the buying power. So people that bought at a 7% or high 6%, one, they know they can afford that monthly payment. But whenever the market takes a big shift, and as of right now, potentially, interest rates are going to come back down in Q1 of 2024. Well, what's going to happen when they do come down? There's going to be a lot more buying power.
A lot more people coming off the sidelines.
A lot more people coming out of the woodworks
to
buy, because you take that $500,000 house, and it sounds like a small amount, but the difference between a 5% and a 7% interest rate on $500,000 is quite a bit on a monthly affordability calculator. So you're going to have a lot of people that come out of the woodworks that have been renting or have stayed in their home. Well, they can now afford that home that they wanted. So prices are going to be driven up because of the lower interest rate, because buyers have more buying power, and you're going to have more competition. But the people that bought their homes a couple years prior at the 7%, one, they've been comfortable making that payment. They're going to have a lot more equity because they got a discount on that home because interest rates are so high. So now when they go to sell, they're going to have a lot of competition, or not competition, but a lot of people competing to get that home because they can now afford it. They're going to be able to sell it for a higher price. The delta is going to be much higher because they bought it at that higher interest rate at a lower price. And so they're going to be in a great position to sell. They're going to then be able to take that equity, put it into another home, but at a 2 to 3% lower interest rate when they're ready to go buy. So it sounds dumb, I'm just going to put it in simple words, to a lot of people to buy a home at 7% interest. But as long as you can afford it, you're actually setting yourself up to be in a really good position in a couple of years when those rates drop.
Yeah. So, in real estate, anyone that that's wealthy, right, has a real estate portfolio.
100%.
And they think exactly how you just explained things, right? They see it this way. And even if you wanted to, like you were talking about selling and moving or upgrading into another home, more expensive, maybe bigger, or if you wanted to hold on to that property, live in it. Well, you guys, if you buy at a higher rate, you can also refinance and stay in the same home and lower your monthly costs. So there's different options, different scenarios to everyone. Everyone has their different thing going on, Maybe you don't want to move. You just want to have a lower monthly cost. So that is an option too. If you didn't know that, I know we talked about that on another episode prior to this one. That was some good information because, didn't you look something up on Zillow? We were talking before. Would you like to explain what you said?
Yeah, Zillow put out as of, I believe it was yesterday. Don't quote me on that or fact check me, you fact checkers. We are now, once again, there are more buyers out looking for properties than there are homes for sale. So we have had an inventory issue since COVID, but we've also had a buyer issue because of interest rates. Well, a lot of people are finally starting to, I guess, realize and accept that the interest rates are higher, but it's smart to still buy a home. So now there's a lot more buyers than we've had in the past 15, 19 months compared to the inventory. So we're already starting to see that incline in buyers and that competition out there, that people are starting to realize and accept that, because a lot of people forget, you buy at a higher interest rate, you refi out whenever the interest rates come down. Yeah. So that's where your smart buyers, they always say, and your smart economists, they say never wait to buy. As long as you can afford it. I understand the affordability of the monthly rate and the monthly cost is there, but don't forget, when the interest rates come down, you can refi out as long as you can make that higher interest rate payment for X amount of months.
Yeah. So do you think, what is your opinion? I'd like to pick your brain right here live on the show. What do you think? Why do you think there's more buyers in the market right now?
One, because I think the speculation is now real of interest rates coming down. We have an election coming up, not too far away. And
you think it's education based too, like people like this putting information out?
Yeah, I think people are talking about it a lot more, and that's why they're understanding and accepting what the real estate market's doing. I think at first, whenever interest rates shot up to 7%, just like since 2016, I've had people say, well, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till the market comes down. I'm going to wait till the market comes down. Well, most of them are still waiting. I call them waiters.
Yeah.
But more people are understanding that this is the market that we're in, and the people that win are the people that own. So across the board, across history, anybody that owns a property, they're typically in a better position than somebody that waited to buy, because our prices, they have leveled off. We're post-COVID now. So they're not going to come down a whole lot more. And you can quote me on that. You can come back to me in a year or two and tell me I was wrong. I'd be happy to hear that, because I don't think we will be.
I don't think so.
Because of all of the commercial development that we have coming here to Texas, that hasn't stopped. Even through
Our
COVID. Correct. Even with high interest rates, our development, because the amount of people that have moved here over the past 5 years, hasn't slowed down and hasn't stopped.
Do you think, I always thought, you'd let me know live here on the show. I always thought, since our generation, there was a lot, because I'm 38, and there's a lot of people at my age that are first time buyers are coming into the market, and they just came out of the 2020, 2021 era. They're like, man, it's the interest rate, because they weren't really looking. They were always just renting, and never really.
It just made sense,
right? And then they saw all these interest rates. Oh, okay, well, my friend's doing it. Maybe I should jump into the game. And
right.
They were like, well, all these prices are going up. I'll just wait till the interest rate come down. Now you're like, oh, I want to buy something, right? And now the interest rate's high, and you're like, oh, too high now, right? So it's the stigma. That's how I feel, right? That
you're 100%.
A lot of new home buyers are experiencing that thought process. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, because I think a lot of pride gets into it as well.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, people, they have pride in it, but it comes down to affordability, and I totally get that. But yeah, a lot of people just don't have the knowledge and they don't understand. So a lot of times they're missing out when they should purchase, and it's going to put them in a better position. But I wish the 2 and 3% never happened. I'm glad they did, because it did allow a lot of people to get into a home and be put into a very good position when they may not have been able to. But 2 and 3% interest rates, just look across the board historically, they're not there.
No.
And they're not going to be there again for a very, very long time, if ever. I don't think in my lifetime we'll have a 2% interest rate again, and I'm 35. So the 5 to 7% historically, that's a really good interest rate on a home. I mean, I tell my clients when we're talking about it, whether they should do it or not, I go, where can you go to borrow $4, $5, $6, $7, $800,000 at a 5 or 6.5% interest rate? Not many places. Most banks aren't going to do that. I mean, look at what people pay in credit cards. People are willing to pay 12 to 29% on a credit card. Now, you have a lot less credit limit usually than when you're buying a home. But when it comes down to just a rate on borrowing money, a 6 and 7% interest rate on hundreds of thousands of dollars, that is still really, really good. You can't find that anywhere else or any other institution that's going to let you borrow $500,000, $600,000, $700,000
Yeah.
for 7%, 6%.
Yeah. I hope we got some good information over to you. I hope we really kind of shifted your thought process on, if you're one of those waiters that you like to call.
Good old waiters.
We're not shaming you or anything, but we're just trying to give you some information. Don't, take our word for it. Go find the same information from other very intelligent realtors or people in our industry, or just read articles. But there's a lot of, stuff out there that back our thought process on this, and we see it day in and out with our own buyers. Do you have anything else you'd like to tell the people on iTunes and YouTube? Or?
No, I mean, I think we hit the nail on the head, and I would tell you just educate yourself and don't miss out on an opportunity, because there's a lot of opportunity when interest rates rise.
And, I want to make sure that we are easily accessible to you. So down below in the comment box or the description of this video or iTunes video, you will see a link where you can reach out to us, schedule a call with us. If you're trying to buy, sell, lease, whatever it is, we can help you out, or just simply have a phone call education call with you. So if you would love to talk to us, click on that link down below, and we would love to speak with you and schedule a call. When you're thinking about real estate, think about real estate leadership. We'll see you next time.